Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Sunday Morning 7 a.m. Club. I'm Faye Chappell, and today's session is for the givers, the helpers, the fixers, the ones who show up even when they're running on fumes. Because today's theme is the season of enough, right? How to stop really overgiving and start receiving, because this time of year is noisy with generosity, right? Everyone wants a piece of you, your time, your energy, your empathy, and that's really beautiful until it becomes exhausting. So today we're going to redefine what it means to give, because giving isn't holy if it empties you. Does that make sense? And I don't mean that in a religious way. So let's talk a little bit about overgiving, journaling, and so much more. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faye Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. Grab your journals, grab your water, get comfortable, and let's talk. Because here's the truth. Most of us learn that love equals sacrifice, right? And we learn that being kind meant saying yes. And that being helpful means being available at any time. And that being strong means never needing anything in return, right? So giving without receiving doesn't make you somehow virtuous or great. It makes you really vacant, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You've all heard that saying before, right? And even if you could, it probably wouldn't taste very good. So today is about remembering that you are also meant to be nourished. You're worthy of rest, of support, of replenishment, not as a reward, but as a right. So let's start a little bit with a reflection, I guess. And let's start with awareness. So I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to think back over the past week. Where did you say yes out of obligation? And where did you give more than you had? And where did you silence your own needs just to keep the peace? That's a big one, right? So I want you to imagine each of those moments as strings tied to your body, around your wrists, right? Around your shoulders, around your chest. With every breath out, I want you to untie one and let it drop. Okay, inhaling, exhaling, untie one and let it drop. And keep doing that until they are all gone. Now I want you to open your eyes and open your journals, and I want you to answer this question for me. Why did I give this week that cost me more than it should have? What did I give this week that cost me more than it should have? What did I give that I thought I was doing the right thing and it cost me more than I thought? I don't mean monetarily. It could be time, emotion. What am I craving to receive right now? Emotionally, physically, spiritually? I want you to think about those two questions. I want you to pause this recording if you are watching the recording, and I want you to really journal, okay? Think about it. And it's really okay if you wrote, I want rest, or I want space, or even if I want someone to show up for me. Those aren't selfish. They're really what makes you a human being and what makes you be able to move forward. So let's talk a little bit about that whole energy exchange equation. You hear it a lot in the holistic cycles, right? So healthy giving isn't one way. It's an exchange. So think of the sun and the moon. One gives light and the other reflects it. There's flow. There's reciprocity, right? And when we overgive, we kind of interrupt that balance, right? We've become the sun at midnight and still trying to shine when it's really time to rest. So you are allowed to be generous, but you still are allowed to have boundaries, right? You're allowed to say, not right now, not right now. I will, but not right now. Or you're allowed to stop performing for approval and start giving from overflow instead of really what you're depleting, right? So I really want you to think about shifting from what can I give to what can I sustain? And that's the difference between burnout and brilliance, right? So this is a really hard one for us because we always want to help and give, but sometimes we're not giving back to ourselves. And I don't mean somebody giving us something monetarily. I mean, sometimes giving back to ourselves is just taking a break, saying no occasionally, needing to be able to look after yourself. So when we think about that, let's fill that cup up again. And we're going to do a little bit of box breathing. We haven't done that in a while, but it's always simple but powerful, right? It's very simple. You inhale for 4 counts, breathing in. You hold it for 4 counts, letting it settle. You are releasing tension as you exhale for 4 counts. And you are holding and creating space. Does that make sense? So continue to doing it. Your box breathing, you're very good at it. With each inhale, I want you to fill your cup a little more. And as you exhale, I want you to release what drains you. And by the final round, you'll feel balanced, full, you'll feel light. So let's do it 2 more times. So inhaling for 4, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you feel? You feel lighter? Do you feel more balanced? So we're going to go back to our journals a little. And now that we feel a little better, let's refine or redefine the word enough, okay? Let's just define what enough really means to you. Because if you don't, the world will keep moving that goalpost, right? So in your journal, I want you to write these prompts. I want you to answer them, not just write them. So enough looks like, I want you to describe your ideal balance emotionally, financially, energetically. This is not a huge goal setting class. I just want you to ask yourself, what does enough look like to me? The second thing I want you to ask yourself is, I know I'm over giving when. So what signs do you have that signs of like depletion, right? So for me, I know there's a certain point where I just can't make decisions anymore. So if I keep going, do everything for everyone else, I eventually, when I stop, not only do I get kind of stuck in making decisions, but I usually get sick. And that's my sign that I'm doing too much. That's my depletion sign. So what is it with you? How do you know when you're over giving? Then on the other side, think about how you know when you're receiving, right? So how does your body feel when you're filled up, when somebody helps you or gives you something, or you just feel like, you took a break, and how do you know that you're receiving something that's helping you become full again and not depleted? I want you to really take your time with these, because this is your blueprint for balance, right? So I want you to really try to understand what it is for you. What does it look like? That's the most important thing. What does it look like for you, so that you'll understand and you'll start getting a sense. So if you wrote, for example, I start when I walk slower, I know I've done too much and I'm depleted. Like, what is it that you know you need to take a break, right? And then how does it feel when you feel great? What's that sense that you see? And that will help you identify those times when any of this happens. So I want you to close your eyes. We're going to do kind of a full cup visualization. So close your eyes. Come on. And I want you to visualize yourself holding a beautiful full cup. glows with light. This is your energy. Think about it. Okay. Now imagine every person or responsibility in your life as a hand reaching toward that beautiful cup. So everything you can think of, they're reaching for your cup, and you smile, and instead of guilt, you feel clarity because you pour only what feels aligned. Okay. Knowing that that cup refills as fast as you give. So now see someone offering you a cup in return. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's quiet appreciation, whatever it is, you can accept it without hesitation. I want you to whisper to yourself, I am open to receive. I am worthy of rest. I am enough. Sit with that for a minute. When that starts to feel good, I want you to kind of bring it through your body, and we're not doing anything fancy here. I want you to either stand or sit in a mountain pose, and I want you to feel grounded, right? Connected to the earth. I just want you to hold that pose, whether it's standing or sitting. That's it. Nothing fancy. I just want you to feel grounded, powerful. You feel rooted to the ground. That's really important. Do that for as long as you feel that you want to, thinking about what we've been talking about so far. And then next, I want you to do a bit of a heart opening stretch. So I want you to inhale, and you've done this so many times with your arms wide, right? Lifting your chest, you receive fully. Now I want you to forward fold as you exhale, and you let go of what you don't want to carry. So inhaling and exhaling, forward fold. And just feel that expansion. Do it as often as you want throughout the day. You will start understanding that when you do this, your brain is recognizing that you're saying, I am open, right? And as you inhale, as you exhale and you close your arms, what you're saying is, I'm not going to carry anything that I can't, that does not fill me up. And then finally, just have your hands over your heart and say silently, my energy is important, or my energy is sacred, or my energy needs protecting. Whatever it is, just sit in silence. You can close your eyes and repeat it to yourself so you understand that it is really, really important to make sure that you are practicing receiving, not just over giving, right? So, and keep saying to yourself, I want to practice receiving. So when someone offers help, say yes. That's a tough one, right? I know it's a tough one for me. I have a tendency of saying I can do it myself. And in particular, a lot of us say, well, it's just a lot faster. I'll do it the way I want. But you know what? For once, just say yes, right? And when your body asks for rest, take it, right? If you've signed up for a class or you're supposed to go for a run and your body just doesn't feel like it, listen to your body. It is telling you it wants to rest. Let it rest. And when you catch yourself over giving, I want you to really pause and ask, am I doing this from love, or am I doing this from lack? Right? Am I doing it because I think that I need to do this in order to feel better? So your challenge today is to write one sentence each morning for the week, okay? So today I give with grace and receive with ease, right? And I just want you to understand that what you are giving now is you're giving with grace, you're giving with the understanding of why you're doing it, and you are willing to receive with ease at the same time. Because remember, you are not here to prove your worth through exhaustion, right? You're essentially the cup, right? You are the cup, not the pour. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week.
And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell. On behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living, I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and clarity.